This question tests your understanding of two important investment center performance measures: return on investment, ROI, and residual income, RI. ROI measures profitability relative to the assets invested. Residual income, RI, measures the income earned above the company's required minimum return, cost of capital. The question states that the new project will lower the division's overall ROI, but increase the division's residual income. For ROI to decrease, the project's expected return must be less than the division's current ROI. For RI to increase, the project's expected return must still be greater than the company's required rate of return, cost of capital, so that it contributes positive residual income. This is a classic management accounting concept illustrating why residual income often encourages managers to accept profitable investments that ROI alone might discourage. The expected rate of return on the new project is higher than the division's current ROI, but lower than the company's cost of capital. Incorrect. If the project return exceeded the division's ROI, overall ROI would increase, not decrease. B. The company's cost of capital is higher than the expected rate of return on the new project, but lower than the division's current ROI. Incorrect. If the project return were below the cost of capital, residual income would decrease rather than increase. C. The division's current ROI is higher than the expected rate of return on the new project, but lower than the company's cost of capital. Incorrect. This implies the cost of capital exceeds the division's ROI, which is inconsistent with positive residual income. D. The expected rate of return on the new project is higher than the company's cost of capital, but lower than the division's current ROI. Correct. The project earns more than the minimum required return, increasing residual income, but less than the division's current ROI, causing the overall ROI to decline. Correct answer, D. The expected rate of return on the new project is higher than the company's cost of capital, but lower than the division's current return on investment. A project that earns more than the cost of capital but less than the division's existing ROI will increase residual income while reducing overall ROI, illustrating why residual income is often considered a superior measure for evaluating investment center performance. This question tests your understanding of service department cost allocation and the concept of goal congruence in responsibility accounting. Vincent Hospital has installed a new computer system whose operating costs are virtually all fixed. The system was designed based on the anticipated hours of usage projected by each department before installation. When allocating fixed service department costs, management accounting recommends using budgeted or anticipated usage rather than actual usage. Charging departments based on their anticipated, budgeted hours has two important advantages. Departments are held accountable for the usage they planned, encouraging realistic forecasting during the budgeting process. Departments are not discouraged from using the system efficiently after installation. If costs were allocated based on actual usage, managers might avoid using the computer system, even when beneficial, to reduce allocated costs, leading to dysfunctional behavior. Since the computer system's costs are largely fixed, actual usage does not significantly change total cost. Therefore, allocating costs based on anticipated usage provides a more rational and equitable distribution while promoting effective planning. A. To each department equally. Incorrect. Equal allocation ignores differences in expected usage and does not reflect the benefits received by each department. B. By the anticipated number of hours of usage. Correct. Because the system was designed using projected departmental usage and costs are primarily fixed, allocating costs according to anticipated hours promotes fair cost assignment and encourages accurate budgeting. C. By actual usage by each department. Incorrect. Using actual usage may discourage departments from using the system when beneficial and is less appropriate for allocating predominantly fixed costs. D. By the revenue generated in each department. Incorrect. Revenue has no direct relationship to computer system usage and would produce an arbitrary allocation. Correct answer, B, by the anticipated number of hours of usage. When service department costs are largely fixed, allocating them based on anticipated, budgeted usage is the most systematic and rational approach. It reflects the planning assumptions used to design the system, promotes accurate budgeting, and avoids discouraging departments from using valuable computing resources after the system is installed. This question tests your understanding of the difference between return on investment, ROI, and residual income, RI, as performance evaluation measures for investment centers. The company's cost of capital is 12%, while both divisions currently earn an ROI of 16%. A new project offers a 14% return. The two evaluation methods create different managerial incentives. ROI, return on investment. Managers prefer projects that increase or maintain their current ROI. If a project's return is below the division's current ROI, 16%, accepting it will reduce the division's average ROI. Therefore, an ROI-based manager is likely to reject the project, even if it is profitable for the company. A residual income, RI. RI measures the income earned above the company's required rate of return, cost of capital. Since the project earns 14%, which is greater than the 12% cost of capital, it generates positive residual income and should be accepted because it increases shareholder value. This illustrates why residual income often leads to better goal congruence than ROI. Both managers would have incentive to undertake the project. Incorrect. The ROI-based manager would reject a project earning less than the current 16% ROI. B. Neither manager would have incentive to undertake the project. Incorrect. The RI-based manager should accept the project because its return exceeds the cost of capital. C. The manager of the Household Appliances Division would have incentive to undertake the project, while the manager of the Construction Equipment Division would not. Incorrect. The opposite is true. D. The manager of the Construction Equipment Division would have incentive to undertake the project, while the manager of the Household Appliances Division would not. Correct. The ROI-based manager would reject the 14% project because it lowers the current 16% ROI, while the RI-based manager would accept it because 14% exceeds the 12% cost of capital, increasing residual income. Correct answer, D. The manager of the Construction Equipment Division would have incentive to undertake the project, while the manager of the Household Appliances Division would not have incentive to undertake the project. This question highlights the advantage of residual income over ROI. RI encourages managers to accept all projects that earn more than the company's required return, while ROI may cause managers to reject profitable investments that reduce their reported average ROI.